start. Over the weekend, you said, looking at how Isaac fits into the Cavaliers, where do you envision him fitting into the offense?
I mean, it's playing to his strength. He has the ability to get in the paint. He has the ability to play make when he gets in the paint. He does a great job of closing out or attacking closeouts from the perimeter. He's excellent when he runs the floor and has opportunities to finish in broken situations. So I think that's where it all starts for him is, his focus is putting pressure on the paint and then being able to make plays from there. And then obviously he'll have his feet set and knock down jumpers. But, the emphasis is get to the paint, make the play, run the floor, make the play.
Because he has been such a defensive-minded guy since he got here, and that was part of the reason drafting him and everything. I guess where do you view him offensively? How do you feel his mindset to be open to looking for those shots and taking these opportunities?
Being selfless sometimes means taking the shot that's in front of you. And if he gets the best shot, he's got to be willing to take it. He works his ass off, to get to that point. So, I think it's his mindset, and from what we've seen so far, he's been doing it. He's been aggressive getting to the paint. He's been running the floor. His teammates are finding him. He's been doing a great job of cutting. A lot of that comes with the reward also. Guys stop running if the ball stops getting thrown to them. They stop cutting if they're open and the ball stops getting thrown to them. So they just keep, they keep rewarding him, and he keeps doing it.
Were those conversations you had with him at the end of last season, kind of going into the offseason, hey, you want to grow your game in these areas?
You said, what was the beginning part of it?
Were those conversations you had?
Yeah, those are conversations that go nonstop.
Yeah.
And that's why, we find it so important to continue our communication with guys. A lot of what happened to Isaac last year was on me, right? We put Isaac sort of in a box to try to create as much spacing and give room to, the other guys on the offensive end of the floor. So Isaac, does what we ask him to do. So a lot of what people were watching was on us and was systematic. We know for us to get where we want to go, Isaac has to continue to move. That means as a coaching staff, we have to give him the freedom to play to his strengths, and I think that's what we'll see this year.
Dylan Windler was a guy that you mentioned right at the top of your head. I think the first day we talked to him at camp. Now you've seen him at camp here for over a week now. What stands out to you about how he's different than this year past?
Just the confidence. He talked about it. We talked about it earlier. It's he hasn't been healthy in a summer. And for him to be able to be healthy in a summer when all the work really gets done has been helpful for him. And, he trusts his training. He knows what he's capable of. And he makes it difficult for people to guard him because of the way he moves. He moves the ball, he makes shots. So I think it's the confidence because of the work that he's been able to put in.
In what ways do you see that confidence out there?
He's taking all the shots. It's not just he has to be staying still wide open to take the shot. He's coming off screens. He's running and relocating. He's become much more of a hunter than a guy who's just been passively looking for shots.
What do you envision Jetty's role being this year?
Same with all our guys. He's got to play to his strengths. Jetty is a guy who has proven, when he catches his rhythm, he can make shots. He can slash and get to the basket. He plays well off of dribble handoffs. I think what we're focusing on, and I think, I don't want to, single people out, is it's more about the style of basketball that we're trying to play. There has not been a decision made on minutes yet. There's not been a decision made on roles or rotations yet. If we talk about competition, we have to give our guys a true opportunity to compete, and that's what this is for.
Why do you think his production diminished so greatly after Ricky went down and then was traded?
I think that second unit was really effective. You can't minimize the effect that Ricky has on, on teams, especially when you put him against second units. He did a great job of getting Jetty easy open shots. He did a great job of getting K-Love, easy open shot. So it's not to be minimized. There was so much more pressure that Jetty had to create more and make things happen, whereas early on with that group, a lot of things were being created for them all.
Jetty said the other day that it feels like last year was the best season that he's had in his career in the NBA. What can he do in your eyes to build on that?
It's the continued consistency of that, and for me and for him, it's his two-way ability that has to be that consistent, because we know what he's capable of. A lot of what we highlight or speak on with Jetty is his abilities on the offensive end of the floor. But when Jetty is going, he's going both offensively and defensively. He does a great job of getting in passing lanes, creating steals and deflections, which helps turn our defense into offense. He does a great job of fighting through screens. So it's to us as coaches and to him, because I know where he wants to be, it's the level of two-way ability that we're focused on.
You mentioned that as a coaching staff, you guys kind of put Isaac in a box last year, and that there should be more freedom in that room now. How difficult is that to try and maybe coach out of him being in a box into more freedom?
It's again trying to help instill that confidence and belief in him that he can do those things. We watched Isaac obviously from college, and on, and understood where his strengths lie. Like, you remember after his rookie year down the stretch, and he was playing more of the two guard, and we were running a lot of stuff for him, and he was playing pick and roll and getting into the paint and was making plays and all these things. And then the next year a new roster came, and we kind of changed the way that we were playing with all the big guys on the floor, so we needed to try to create more space. So that kind of changed his role. But we want him to take the next step that way. So we will continue to believe in him, instill that belief in him, and then, allow him again to play to his strengths. When you play to your strengths, you have confidence that you can do that. And when you're playing to your weaknesses, then you tend to hesitate.
Is there ever a worry that that kind of change in role could stunt or slow down the development of a player?
No. Again, if you're given the opportunity, I don't think you'll be stunted. What we have to do is put together teams, and everybody on the team can't be the guy. Everybody on the team can't be the guy with the ball in his hands all the time. So we have to do what's best for the team as we're developing guys, and I think that's where development, so to speak, has failed in the NBA, is because all we do is spend so much time on the individual that we never do what's more important, and that's the team. So, that's the fight we fight, but we've committed ourselves to trying to help players become players that help teams win.
And then from a philosophy standpoint for you, how big is the ideal rotation?
10 is a nice number. Very rarely do you get comfortably to 11 where guys kind of get set in their routine. That makes it a little difficult, but 10 probably is your ideal number.
Any surprises that have maybe pleasantly surprised you during camp so far?
Raul's been fantastic. We didn't know because of his rehab and his progress where he would be at this point, but he's been able to do everything, and he's been competitive. He's been orchestrating. He's been defending. He's been creating for others, making shots. So he's been very good so far.
This is a question not so much about players, but staff. What are the unique challenges this time of year for your strength and conditioning staff, for the athletic training staff, to try to get guys ready?
That's where they're kind of they're in a tough spot. I'll say that, because as coaches at this time of year, we want more. They have to manage all that and try to put us coaches in a box, right? But also, make sure that everyone is healthy, everyone is getting whatever rehab, prehab, recovery, all those things, and then they're monitoring how much guys are doing and kind of fitting all their needs, their diets, their hydration, all that stuff around that. So they, have a tough job trying to convince us and the players of all the things that they need to do.
You planning to sit anybody Wednesday?
We will play everybody who is healthy.
Last question? No? Thanks, Doug.
Thank you, guys.